Hi everyone, welcome to VLSI Academy. This is fifth lecture on power analysis series, and today we will learn about state dependent leakage power. And before we dive into that, first we want to cover the topics that are covered so far. So we have understood about in custom library, specifically Liberty library syntaxes we have covered, in which we have understood about how to define power supply, rail collection, leakage power, input signal levels, output signal levels, all those things. And after that, in next video we have also understood about PGR definitions. So this PGR definition is mainly needed when multiple power to multiple ground paths are needed. This we have already seen. And how do we define that? We have already seen that in previous videos. Now let us understand about state dependent leakage power. So without any wastage of time, let's get started on understanding state dependent leakage power. So as the name suggests, it is leakage power only, but it is state dependent. What is the meaning of state dependent? So let us take an example of a NAND gate. Let's take that it is a two input NAND gate. So two input NAND gate has two inputs and one single output, A dot B bar. And in that case, the leakage power will be state dependent. So let's draw one truth table to understand better. Let's say when two inputs are there, so how many possible states are there? 4, 2 to the power 2. So there we have put the inputs here. Now the output will be, in case of 0, whenever any input is 0, at that time your logic will turn into high because it is a NAND gate. So these all three will be 1 and this is 0. Now how do we quantify the magnitude of the leakage? So when your output is high, at that time you have a path. So your leakage, when both of the inputs are low, at that time your leakage is also low. The leakage is low. In this case, leakage is low. But when any of the input is low, at that time there is a possibility of leakage. So leakage magnitude would be medium. In this case also, leakage magnitude would be medium. But when both inputs are high, output is 0, at that time you have a high possibility of leakage. So the leakage value would be actually dependent on the state of the transistor. The reason for that is, since internal transistors turn on and off differently, so the direct leakage path will be dependent on the state of the inputs. So basically, the conclusion in this case is that your leakage is not going to be constant. It is constant? No, right? So this is not constant. And basically, it is a variation of combination of inputs. And now, basically, how the tool will be taking care of all of this, that is also an important question. So the question that gets asked in the interview mostly is that how tool will calculate in this case. How tool will calculate in this case. So the tool will basically evaluate tool evaluates all possible state. Okay, tool evaluates all possible states, but some states are unused in real design. So that case will show your high leakage, right? This leads to overestimated power. This leads to overestimated power. So we define in the custom library that incorrect worst case analysis or overestimated leakage power should not come. This exaggerated power numbers should be controlled. That is our aim. That is what we are doing using the custom lib. So we have to use the custom lib. That is where the usage of custom lib comes into play, and that is what we are trying to understand now. So in our example, let us say that this is a valid state, this is a valid state, this is a valid state, but you know that this is an invalid state in your design. You know that already. So in that case, it is better if you exclude this case, right? So we need to exclude the case which are not realistic or which are not possible in the design. Basically, it is going to be a design constraint. So based on the design constraint or your project constraint, based on that, it is defined that how whatever the leakage, whatever the high leakage possible paths or which are impossible paths for your design, you should be excluding that. So how what we will do is, we will define that in the custom library, that we should be excluding that. And how do we achieve that? So the syntax for that would be, so let's say our cell name was and1. So you have to write cell and then cell name. So it will be cell and then and1, and then flower braces. In that you have to define an exclude underscore states. You have to define like this, exclude underscore states, and inside that you have to define the expression, boolean expression in the flower braces. So in exclude states, let's say your exclude states for leakage power. So exclude state for leakage underscore power. For that you have to, we have previously seen how do we define the leakage power, which we have to exclude. So leakage power, and then you have to give here. So let's say in this case it is star, and then let's say don't want a dot b. So you have to define like this, or this basically this is how you define the leakage underscore power. So this is how we define it. And then this is excluding the state. Sometimes you have to tell including also. So include underscore states. In that case you have to define the include underscore states, and inside that you have to specify which states you want to calculate the leakage power for, and those will be defined here. And then you have to close the braces like this. This is how you control the leakage power, state dependent leakage power. So let us take an example to understand all of that. So let's take one example of another AND gate, sorry, another OR gate. Let's say this is one OR gate, and let's say this time it is 3 input OR gate, A, B and C. Now output would be A plus B plus C in this case. And we know that basically that we know that C is never going to be on for us. So any state where C is 0, you have to exclude that. So if it is never on and you want to exclude it, so how do we do that? Basically, let's say that we have a truth table for that. And in that case, how do we do it? 000, 001, 010, 011, and then 101, 110, and 111. Any state that you do not want, you have to exclude that. This is, you have to exclude this. And basically whenever your C is 0, you have to exclude that. So this you will take, and this will be excluded, this will be included, and whenever C is 0, you are excluding it. For this, whenever C is 0, only C with 1 states are considered, right? And only C with 0 are excluded. That is your irrelevant leakage. So this is going to be your, in this case, how do you define? Basically you will define in the leakage states. So here your expression, in this expression you have to define the leakage power that you want to exclude. So C should be, whenever C is 0, you do not want it. So let's say that is written like this, not of C, which means that it is always going to be inverted. So you exclude it and you want to include, that time you write like this. So this is how basically our real life example. And now industry specific example, if somebody asks you that which are the example in the real life where you want to have a state dependent leakage. So the best example that we have is, in the memory blocks you have something called as sleep mode. In the sleep mode you have certain inputs that you do not want, so you have to turn the state of that particular mode. Another example could be the test mode, and another example could be any invalid state. Basically, any invalid or unused state, those you can exclude and then calculate the state dependent leakage power. So you can basically consider this as a real life cases. Now if somebody asks you that how do you define these conditions in your example, in your real life, how do you specify that? So let's say you have some SRAM. So cell SRAM, in that if you want to specify some excluding the states which you do not want in your leakage calculation to be included because they are not part of the, they are not going to be possible for the design. Why are we, then we want a realistic picture and we are trying to avoid the pessimistic picture. So how do we define it? We will define like this: leakage underscore power, and then in flower braces you have to define test mode. So let's say you have a test mode which is not possible for this RAM, so you exclude it, and then there can be any invalid condition. This also is one way of defining in the library. Then you close the braces and again close like this. So what we have learned today is that state dependent leakage power let us control the logic, which logic conditions are considered to be for power analysis. By filtering the unrealistic state, we are basically trying to achieve the accurate and meaningful estimate of the leakage.
That is all for this video. We will come up with more interesting topics in further videos. Please do subscribe to VLSI Academy and let us know your views in the comment section. Thank you.